So in this particular episode, we would like to talk about the man who taught me a lesson. This man taught me a lesson. This man taught me big. He taught me well. In fact, this particular man taught me thoroughly. He left an impression on my life. He left a mark in my heart. He did leave a print on my mind, really. The lesson that he taught me, every time I go back in memory lane, I think about it. I always learn something from this lesson that this man taught me.
Welcome to another episode of My Life Experiences. I am Wezi Nyanewa Sosola.
There are so many ways through which one can learn. There are so many ways through which one can teach. You can teach through speech, like the way I'm speaking now. Even this is what the teachers do throughout the entire day. They speak to the students. They speak, they talk, and the students may write notes. That's how they teach, through speech. But you can also, in an effective way, that's why they are always practicals. When they speak, they go to practicals, especially in sciences. You do practicals, it sticks well to the mind. Even when you are studying mathematics, you are learning mathematics, they say that you have to practice. So learning goes with practice. Learning goes with actions. That's how learning works better. That's how learning works best. So you learn, you talk, you teach through talk, but you can also do it through actions. And it is much more effective if you learn and teach through actions. Just a few examples. Myself, as a mother of this house, of course, I'm a professional woman. I wake up early in the morning, I go to my workplace. I spend so many hours there at my workplace, 8 hours or so, 40 hours a week. I'm out of this house. I come back, I just spend a few hours with my kids, a few hours awake, then I go back to sleep for another 8 hours, and the day goes, and so on and so forth. Each 24 hours is going like that. So I don't spend much time at my home. But whenever I'm out, I have to make sure that the home is run according to my preference. The food is being cooked according to my preference. The utensils are being cleaned the way I would want them to be cleaned. The house is being mopped the way I want it to be mopped. Okay? So how do I ensure that it's done effectively? I have to lead by actions. I have to lead by an example. I have to participate in the chores. Whenever I'm here, I'm free. I have to ensure that I'm cooking. I'm making the dishes, the sumptuous dishes that my family wants. I'm leading in that. I'm making it, or I'm teaching them through actions. This is how we teach this dish. We cook this dish. This is how we cook terere or okra. This is how we cook mushroom. I love mushroom a lot. This is how we cook chambo. I love the chambo is the tilapia from the freshwater lake of Lake Malawi. Freshwater lake of Lake Malawi. That's where the chambo comes from. It's a delicacy of Malawi. So there are so many ways of cooking it. I need to teach them. This is the way we cook. This is the way we bake. Even when I'm cleaning, I need to teach them. This is how we need to be wiping surfaces. This is how you need to be mopping. This is how you need to be cleaning windows. And I have to do that through actions. Even when I'm teaching my kids, I need to make sure that I'm taking an active part of teaching them so that they should learn through action. I wake up early in the morning, I make breakfast, I prepare them for school. I teach them hygienic ways of living. They should brush their teeth, they should wash their faces, they should bath, they should wear clean clothes, and so on and so forth. That's how we live on earth. That's how we learn, through actions. Through actions, learning through actions is so important. Yeah, I really envy and admire, stay-at-home moms. I admire stay-at-home moms a lot, and I find that what the decision that they do to be stay-at-home moms is so noble, it's so admirable, because they spend much time in their homes. They make the homes the way they want it to be made. Other than for us professional people, I don't want to be hypocritical, because I'm a professional, I go out of my home. That's why I'm really admiring these stay-at-home moms. You've ever heard of even homeschooling. They teach their kids at home. They take their time and learn what they have to teach. They know the syllabus for the children. They have a stay-at-home syllabus. So they teach their kids. They spend so much time with them and influencing them instead of leaving it to anybody else to teach their kids. We take a very big risk by being professional women, going outside of the house for 8 hours, 9 hours of the day, maybe even up to 12 hours of the day. If you are a very hardworking professional, you can spend that much time, and you are leaving your kids at the mercy of people that are strangers, who you don't even know, and you are not even aware if they have the best interest of your children and your home at heart. And sometimes even some homes have been robbed just because us as parents, the man is going out, the woman is going out, you are just leaving the house in the hands of these strangers, and they can do whatever they want. So I really admire stay-at-home moms, and I'm intrigued at their capability to do. I don't minimize really what they do. They do a lot, and I wish if I could do that. But maybe sometimes you prioritize some money, you prioritize some incomes. That's why we make these decisions. But yeah, so that's an example of how to teach through actions, teaching through actions. Number 2, like for example, in the workplace, how do you teach through actions? You could make all the policies that you have at the workplace about maybe diversity, equity, and inclusion. We need to be diverse. We need to treat people equitable. We need to be so inclusive of everyone, of people of different colors, different races. We need to be inclusive of people of different genders. You could do all that. Or you could be saying that, I'm following this JEDI, gender equity, and whatever. You could spend so many resources on that one. But if you are not associating that with actions, no matter how many people you train, no matter how many trainers you invite to your workplace or to your organization to teach on JEDI or DEI or what have you, if you do not associate that with actions, if managers are not taking upon themselves to treat each staff equally, if they are not speaking to each staff in a respectful way, if they are not actually being inclusive, they are treating people differently depending on rank, or treating them differently depending on race or the color of their skin, treating them differently because of maybe their tribal preferences. If they are doing that, whatever they are talking is just in vain. Whatever the JEDI, whatever the DI, it's just in vain. It doesn't mean anything. So the actions speak louder than words. So as a manager, how are you treating your staff? As a manager, how are you talking to the lowly ranked messenger? How are you Are you differentiating that? Are you treating the higher ranking personnel with a preferential treatment? Are you giving all your staff the same benefits that other high-ranking staff are getting? So you can look at all that. So no matter how much training you undergo, no matter how many policies you may have in an organization, but if the managers, they don't put that into practice, then it's in vain. Learning through actions, teaching through actions is very important. Also, an example number 3 that I would like to talk about, maybe in a love relationship. You are in a love relationship, and I've heard most people in a relationship talking about their love language. How do you show love? How do you receive love? How would you show love to your loved one? How would you love to receive love? So people talk about different ways in which they want to give love or to receive love. They talk about maybe they're talking about words of affirmation. I love words of affirmation. Somebody should affirm me, how I'm looking, that I'm beautiful, that I've worn a beautiful necklace, my dress is looking lovely, that I've got a good makeup on, and so on and so forth. That my body is shaped well. If I get those words of affirmation, encouragement, I love it so much. I really love words of affirmation. Somebody may say that. But for me, I don't care. I don't care about words of affirmation. I'm an action person. I don't mind somebody affirming me or commending me or telling me how beautiful or how lovely I'm looking or how well dressed I'm looking. That is secondary to me. The primary thing to me is action. How are you expressing your actions of love? How are you showing me love through actions? Are you a narcissistic person? Are you always putting yourself ahead of everyone else? Do you consider my views and opinions as well? Are you considerate of your friends, or are all your actions just to benefit you? Sometimes people may be doing works of service just for the sake of getting their own recognition. They may do good to you for the sake of maybe people seeing them and getting recognition. So it's all about themselves. It's all about getting recognized. It's all about getting known. It's all about getting all the respect at the expense of your friends. So that's what I want to see. What are your actions? Are your actions showing that you love me? If your actions are not doing that, then all the words of affirmation should just be thrown in the water. They mean nothing to me. Yeah. So those are some of the ways that you can teach through actions in a love relationship. You can teach through actions in the home, through participating in the chores. You can teach through actions in the workplace by how the managers react to people of different ranks, to people of different races, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so just a little life experience that I would like to share on the same. I used to detest guests a lot growing up, the guests at our homes, because I did not grow up. For you, some of you who have watched my earlier episodes, I think my second episode, I was talking about how I was raised, that I grew up in different families. I only stayed with my parents, raised me for only 5 years. Then due to old age, they retired, and I stayed with my auntie for 6 years. I stayed with my brother. I stayed with my other brother. I stayed with my cousin. I stayed with my sister. So I've really been here and there. I don't know if that is a contributing factor or not, but for me, I really detested, as a dependent, I detested guests, hosting of guests. You know, in an African culture, I know maybe also in the other cultures, Asian culture, and other cultures are large. Extended families used to be a really big thing. Hosting people in your homes, maybe they would sleep there. It's only these days that people choose, when they travel maybe to a different city, they choose to sleep in a hotel, or they choose to sleep in a lodge, or a guest house, or an inn. They choose to sleep in an Airbnb. You go to booking.com, you choose your accommodations there. It's only in these days that we've reached that extent. But in the olden days, people used to be accommodated at a relative's house. So I used to find it so disturbing for me when guests come, and I would feel really that I'm being displaced from my place. And you have to mind you, I was just a dependent as well. I was not a child of that house, but still, if a guest come, I would always know that I would be displaced from my place, from my sleeping place. I would be displaced from somewhere. So I would always detest guests a lot. I would detest, especially those who are sleeping over at the house. I didn't like it at all. So there was a time when my uncle came over. He had some work in the city where I was staying, and he was supposed to stay for a couple of days. So when he came, I moved from the room that I was sleeping, and I moved to the sitting room with my beddings, my bed, all my clothes. I moved to the sitting room. That's where I would sleep, because my uncle, when he came, he had to take the room that I was sleeping in. So again, I'm displaced. I'm there at the sitting room. And to top it all up, he used to come very late at night. Maybe he would come around 10 o'clock p.m. and he would find me that I'm already sleeping at the sitting room. Then I would have to wake up. I wake up around 10. I open the door for him. Then I lay the table for him to eat. He eats. Maybe he takes another 20 or 30 minutes. They are eating. Then he didn't even mind. I think it wasn't even registering in his mind that he's disturbing somebody's sleep. For him, it wasn't. And he would actually chat with me, and so innocently. He was a very nice person, in fact, a very, very good person. He wasn't a bad person, a very, very good person. But it was normal for children to be displaced from their rooms, and they would say, even people would sleep in toilets and bathrooms, because maybe we used to live in smaller houses, and also extended family. And after that, would go to the room to sleep, and I would have to come back on the sitting room, lay up my beddings again, and go to sleep. So I found that to be heavy on me. It was weighing heavy on me. I always detested guests at the home, even though it wasn't really my home. It was I was a dependent there, but I really used to detest. So this man came in my life when I was getting married with my husband. My husband's pastor, because I left my church. I was a Presbyterian. I left my church. I had to join my husband, who was in the charismatic ministries, the Pentecostal churches, one of the Pentecostal, the Assemblies of God, to be specific. So I left a Presbyterian church and I joined the Assemblies of God. And his pastor, that means my church could not officiate my wedding. And my husband's pastor also had other duties elsewhere. He had to, on our chosen dates, he wasn't available to officiate our wedding. He had gone elsewhere. So he entrusted us in the care of his friend, his pastor friend, to officiate our wedding. So this particular man who officiated my wedding, this particular pastor, he really taught me a lesson. He taught me a very big lesson, and he left an impression on my mind, the way he handled us. So you can imagine, this is not a Presbyterian pastor. This is not my husband's pastor. This is somebody we've never been his sheep. We've never been his congregation, under his congregation. We were just entrusted to him by my husband's pastor, that go to him, he's going to help you, he will officiate. But the way this man took care of us, the way this man gave himself to us, actually, he had organized a series of counseling sessions over a number of weeks. And then my husband used to live in a different city, so he could travel every time to come to that city, and we could attend these weekly counseling sessions. Maybe they go to up to 8, I don't know, maybe 6 in his office, one-on-one, myself, my fiancé then, and this pastor, this man of God. And he could give us the counsel, he could give us examples. You could really see that the man was giving himself to us. You could really see that the man was committed. You could really see that the man was pouring himself to us, and even to ensure that our marriage was a success. He gave himself so much, and it really left a lasting impression. I wasn't his church member. My fiancé was not his church member, but he gave himself so much to us through the counseling session, through committing his time, sacrificing his time for us to make sure that we are having a good marriage, we are having a good wedding, and it will be a lasting marriage. And to top it all that, or to top it up, on the last day, the day before the wedding, we went to his house. The other counseling sessions were being done in his office, but this time around he invited us to his house for dinner. So we went to his house for dinner, he and his wife. He invited another pastor, our friend, his associate pastor. We sat down on a dinner table, and I'm telling you, the dishes, just a variety of dishes. The entire table was just set up with a variety of dishes, so many dishes. And when I was there, I was like, are there other people coming? Is there someone else coming? But no, it was all for us. It was all for me, my fiancé, themselves, and the other pastor. But so many dishes just laid down on the table. And I was like, wow, people can host. People know how to host. People know how to take care of guests selflessly. And this is a pastor. You know, sometimes pastors have got limited resources. They have got limited sources of income. But the wife just prepared all these, and as if they are receiving really honorable guests. But just myself, a young person at 24, I got married at 24. My fiancé was then around, I think, 30. We don't know these people. They have just given themselves, their hearts, their lives, their everything to our well-being. Oh my God. Oh God. People, the way you've given grace to people to receive guests, to host, it's so amazing. I'm amazed. Actually, I'm amazed. I mean, I was taught a very big lesson. We are there, we ate our food, the sumptuous food, the different dishes. We ate it all. And while we are eating, he kept on advising us this and that, how to have a good marriage. He could laugh and smile with us, tell jokes. Wow. I've never been impressed in my life. What a way to teach. What a way to teach somebody. What a way. Instead of just speaking, speaking, no action means nothing. You really need to put on the action. You need to put on the work, put on the action, put on the examples. That's how people learn. And I really learned from this person that you don't detest guests. Don't detest guests. And at the end of the dinner, when it was all over and done, they removed the dishes. Then he took us with his wife to show us his bedroom. He opened his bedroom just to show us how a room should be prepared, how a bedroom. He said a room should be inviting. This is a place where you are relaxing. This is a place where you are unwinding from a lot of things that have been happening in the day. You go to your bedroom. You don't need to have all dirty things lying here and there. You don't need to have bags of maize here or what. It should not be cluttered. The bedroom should be set up well. It should be set up nicely. It should be a place where you can find peace. It should be a place where you can find rest. So he took us to the bedroom. He opened the door and said, look, this is how my bedroom looks like. And this is also the way your bedroom should look. I know I haven't reached that. It was just a high shoe for me to fit on. I haven't reached that. It was so nice. It was so immaculate. It was so beautiful. The way the bedroom was set up. It was lit with a dim side bed light, lamp in a dim. So calming. It was so calming. It looked inviting and relaxing. Yeah, so all that he did for us, people that he didn't know, just at the commendation of his pastor friend, he welcomed us into his home. He gave us his time. He sacrificed a lot just to ensure our well-being and to ensure that we are having a good start to our marriage. So the lessons that I've learned from this man of God, these are the lessons that I've learned. You can take up responsibilities from friends. If somebody entrusts you with something, can you help me with this? It means they have trusted you, and you can take up that responsibility. Okay, fine, take it up happily. Take it up willingly, not like begrudgingly. No, take it up willingly with an open heart. I want to do this task that you have done. That is, if you are free, do take it up. Don't just refuse responsibilities from friends. If somebody tells you, it means they are really in need and they want your help. Take it up. Even in delegation at work, if your boss delegates some work for you, take it up happily, excitingly. Give your input. Work on it with your effort. Showcase that you can be a reliable and a trusted person. This is an opportunity that you have to display to your friends that you are a reliable and a trusted person, even to display to your bosses that you are a reliable and trusted person, even to your spouse that you are a reliable and trusted person. So if they entrust something to you, take it up willingly. Yeah, so you can do it and do it very well. So another lesson that I've learned apart from that is that you can host people. You can host people. Even if maybe you are overwhelmed at your house, it's possible for you to host people, even those that you do not know. Of course, these days, in this day and age, we need to be careful on the person that we are hosting or inviting in our homes, because there are so many thieves, there are so many people who do not have their best interest, our best interest at heart. They can rob us, but you need to be mindful of the people that you are hosting. But also, that should not stop you from hosting people. Should not stop you from showing your hospitality, should not stop you from showing your kindness. After all, these people are only coming for a time. Okay, so host them. It only is for a time. It only for a few days. It's only maybe for a day. It's only for a few hours. It will not be for your lifetime. Okay, you can only host them for a few days, and they are gone to their homes, and they are leaving you with a blessing. So learn to host. Learn to receive guests. Learn the time that I spent with this pastor, the few weeks that I spent with this pastor, I don't even know. I usually talk about it with my husband or with some friends, the way he left an impression on me. But I've never really, I always discuss on visiting him and just appreciating the gesture that he had shown to us. I've not done that yet, but I hope I'll find time. I'm sure that pastor even has forgotten, because he meets so many people. He's forgotten how well he treated us, that he's left an impression on my mind. He's left a mark on my heart. He could have forgotten, but I'm still remembering. And every time I remember, every time I'm thankful to him, I know that God is directing to him some blessings upon his life. Each and every time I'm acknowledging the good thing that he has done to me, God is directing blessings unto him. It's like a prayer. This prayer that I'm offering, God, may you be with this man of God. May you touch him, oh Lord. May you meet him at his point of need. Everything, Lord, that is bothering the family, bothering him, oh Lord, may you set them free, oh Lord. May you bless them over every blessing. May you guide them, oh Lord, in the name of Jesus Christ. May you be with this man of God who showed us, oh Lord, in the time of our need. He showed us a good heart. He accommodated us. He took us under his wings, oh Lord. May you be with this man of God, for the sake of the goodness that he showed unto me. So friends, this marks the end of this episode. The lesson that, again, just to reiterate, what I wanted us to learn from today is that don't shy away from taking up responsibilities from other people. Don't shy away from taking up delegation, maybe from bosses, from your spouse, or from whosoever. And the lesson number 2 that I would like I would like to emphasize is that do not shy away from hosting people. Do not shy away from showing hospitality. Don't feel displaced. Don't feel as if somebody is disturbing you. It will leave a lasting impression. That simple act of hosting or hospitality that you show, it will leave a lasting impression on that person that you never know. And everywhere they go, they will be thankful. Sometimes they may not tell you directly, just the same as I've not told that pastor directly. But each time I'm offering a prayer there, you are getting blessings from God. Each time they offer the prayer, you may even forget the good things that you have done to a certain person. But the moment they are thankful, amati njanyemba ama iwala kumanja magogo sa iwala. Yeah, that's the Chichewa version of the proverb. But the moment they offer a prayer, you are gonna get a blessing. So guys, be thankful to God for all the responsibilities that come your direction. Be thankful to God for the guests that come to you. They are only coming for a time. It's not for a lifetime. They only come to you for a time, then they are gone. Be a good host for your guests. Thank you so much, friends. I'm praying that God help us through this. I'm not yet perfect. I'm still being cooked. I'm still being molded in this area. But may God help us all. Thank you so much, friends. Stay blessed.